Hello, everybody. This is Justin from Breakout Capital Ventures. It is Saturday, the 31st of January, 2026. Today, I'm going to start with silver. And what an extraordinary week we've had for precious metals. I mean, it's been just incredible, hasn't it? We had this massive rise. And then from there, we've had this massive sell-off on Friday. But in part it's to be expected because we've run really high, massively above the lot of moving averages, which I've put there on this chart today. And for me, I know that a few traders are putting out their support levels. There wasn't any support levels to me. However, I think the critical level here for silver is this red line, and I'll just move that down a bit more. But I think that as long as you stay above that red line, it's still incredibly bullish. So, I don't think there's much to worry about in terms of where it's heading, longer term. I'd like to see it stay above $70, basically. So, as long as it stays above $70, it's bullish. Now, I've got this sort of blue box reversal zone. Which is kind of held. I mean, it dropped right below it. I think that's, sort of everybody's accounts getting blown up who were long. I think it took a lot of people by surprise. So a lot of people would have cashed out or been stopped out. So, but, for me, I think what's going to happen, well, I don't know for sure, not with silver, but, I think we're going to see, I'm fairly confident we're going to see more upside in silver. I don't think that this move is by any stretch of the imagination over, and I'm going to come to gold in a minute. So what do I think is going to happen here? Well, I think that, really, we'll probably just get, I think we've got some more upside to come from around here, might get a bit more downside, and then hopefully we're going to go up and break that prior high again. And I think that, the next point of call, once we've broken held above sort of $116, we're going to head up to this red box zone here. So I think that's 146, 167, then $193. I think that's where we're heading. So, a little blip in terms of where it's gone. It's a little blip. If we switch to the monthly view, there, it's okay. We've got a big wick off candle there, but the moving averages haven't even caught up on the monthly. From a monthly perspective, I'm expecting much more upside. So, not a lot has changed. It just had a bit of a sell-off, a bit of profit taking, traders playing. I don't really see that there's much to be concerned about longer term with silver. I'm going to flip to another chart where I'm going to compare silver price versus gold. And if we sort of take it back to sort of the 1970s, you see gold here, it's shot up sort of 13,800%, and silver's still lagging. It's only up to 4,300%. And that gap's going to close. That's my prediction. I think, it's going to close right up there. And, for me, there's not a lot to worry about. I think that, we just had a bit of a sell-off, blah, blah, blah. But, so to gold, XAU USD. And, for that one, for me, I can't see how this doesn't go higher again. To me, it's due another leg to the upside. So this pullback to me is fairly healthy. It's been sudden, but it doesn't matter how it happens. I mean, it can happen in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 or 5 months. It doesn't matter. We've had a nice pullback. That's good. So, I've got that blue box reversal zone down here at 4,671. I think that's going to be roughly where the bottom is. It might drop down to 4,300 level. I can't see it dropping below this, sort of 3,800 level. It's just not possibility for me at the moment. And I think we got another leg to the upside. So I think once we consolidated around here, let the moving averages catch up, I think we're going to then set off again. And the next point of call is going to be 5,888 to 6,362. I did actually say over on X or Twitter, whatever it is, that I thought it was about 5,500 where I thought that was heading next, which is correct. So, so far so good. But for me, look at that RSI; it's massive, and it's the highest it's been at 90.1. 91 basically. And so we're going again. We're going. For me, there's another leg in gold, which says there's going to be another good leg in there, silver. So not enough to worry about. Just that's a storm. It's what makes it so exciting. Right then, so I'm going to start with TYM. I think that these juniors explorers haven't really got going. So I need to do a comparison chart on that, which I said I was going to do, and I haven't done it. But time it isn't on my side at the moment. But so where do I think that's headed? Well, that first grey box there, that was a good call. But you know what? I've got a blue box reversal zone down there now at 0.08 down to 0.07, basically. We've tagged it. To me, this has got another leg to the upside. So there's, I think that TYM should, well, the market's telling us there's another leg to the upside. So, where do I think that's heading? Well, we've tagged that there. Silver price should play nicely, but silver price is still massively up from where it was. So, people are throwing their toys out of the prams because it's fallen a little bit, but it's still over double where it was not so long ago. So, silver price is absolutely steaming along as far as I'm concerned, which is great. There's lots of news due out TYM. It's a tiny market cap, which I love those tiny market caps because they can go anywhere. But so I think that we've completed a nice correction. Over the next few days, couple of weeks or so, I think Q1 we're going to set off for another leg to the upside. And where do I think that's heading? Well, I think that once you've broken held above sort of 12.5p, sort of 0.12.5, it's going to set up this red box zone here at 0.147 up to 0.1735 to 0.2. And in actual fact, from how we've had that set up so far, it's indicated at least 0.1735 up to 0.2. Up to 0.2. So it's just over a bag from where it is at the moment. So TYM, definitely one to look at and do some research. CMRS is my next one, and I think this is the first time I covered it. It's recently been funded at 2.25 pence. I think it was £3 million. I did write a note, but as my note's gone. And it's had a tremendous run. It had a blue box reversals down there 1p, which took an awful long time to take a leg to the upside, but it is only one leg. So we've only had one. We've had a corrective move now. We've been funded at 2.25 pence. I think the prospectus was issued on Friday. Had some large buys, a couple of large sales as well by the looks of things. But, there's not a great sell-off. That's a good sign. But where do I think that's heading? Well, once the company's dropped some good news, I think there's going to be a tremendous leg up in CMRS. And where do I think that's heading? Well, we need to break and hold above this 5.5 pence level. Once we've done that, we're going to go to 6.88 up to 8.1 and possibly 9.66. Now, if metals continue the rise up, which I think they will, nothing's changed in the world. It's still turmoil. I think that the top of that box, so I think we could be headed towards the 10p area, which is 4 bags from where we are today. And it's funded. It's tiny market cap. Worth doing some research. OMI is my next one, and another one that I don't understand why it's had a sell-off really, but we've tagged to the top of that box. For me, there's another leg to the upside. Quite where that is, I think that hopefully that's going to be around the bottom, but might see a couple of pence drop more, who knows. But for me, we're still on for this red box zone here at 46.3 up to 58.4 and possibly even higher, 73.6. But let's get to that red box first. So for me, first point of call, 46.3 pence. I think that's still game on with OMI. Nothing to worry out there. Rock is my next one, and another silver and many other metals, I was told the other day. But, I concentrated on silver. For me, it's had a good week. And, it didn't have a massive sell-off on Friday. I think that's really good. But, from that blue box reversal zone down there was still good for a rise to the upside. And, and this is another one. It's only had one leg to the upside. There's another one due, in my opinion. It should do anyway in terms of technical charting. So where do I think that's heading? Well, we need to break and hold above that 0.32 level. That's going to activate this target here, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6 pence, basically, isn't it? So that's rock. And from where it is at the moment, that's one bag up to two bags at least, maybe more. Who knows? But I think that's looking pretty good from where it is at the moment. HREE is my next one, and this one here, we gave that down here at this 1.43. So that's absolute bag of a call from us again. And where's that headed? Well, I think I did a podcast as well last week. I said this trade's in play. This here, that blue box there is active. So, free money as far as I'm concerned. It went back down to 1p, below 1p. Free money. Thank you very much. And where do I think that's heading? Well, I think first point of call is 2.88, 3.3. We're in a bull market. This is rare earths. Hopefully, going to get some sort of funding. That would be absolutely great. And if you see that funding announced, which is non-diluted to shareholders, I think you're talking 3.84, probably 4 pence. So, still potentially a lot of rewards in HRE. Worth doing some research. GSCU is my next one, and Great Southern Copper. Which is been a bit of a disappointment, but it's still done really well from the lows down there at 2.3. For the reversal zone. We need to break this 4.2 level. Once we've done that, we're going to activate this red box here at 4.82 up to 5.5. And if we can break that 5.2 level, we're going to activate this box here. So, I think that the stars are aligning for Great Southern Copper. We keep on getting told that, it's just a slight delay with the producing the assays from the labs. There's a lot of drill results that, from various different companies drilling. So, it does happen time to time. But 6.1, 7.3, 8.85. Yeah, I think, probably if the wind is behind it, 10 pence should be on the cards there. But worth doing some research. And there's an awful lot of drilling results to come from there. And, they've got some gold, silver, and copper. And copper's on fire as well, So they're all at all-time highs. And these shares, it still hasn't broken the high from March 25 or April 25, which is insane. These junior miners just haven't moved in comparison to, where the commodity price has gone to. And I think that gap is going to close. I'm going to try and do another chart on that very soon. Next one I'm going to do is URU. And this one started off the week well, covered off at last weekend. But it's fallen back a little bit. But I just personally see this as, a no-brainer. It's funded at 7 pence. You might see another, little drop in that, but, not an awful lot. And as I say, we've only had one leg to the upside. We've had a pullback here. We're just getting ready for another leg to the upside. And where's that heading? Well, once we've broken that prior high, breaking hold above sort of the 11.5 pence, if we hold above that, that's going to bring you up to 18.7, 21.8, 26 pence. So that's 3 bags or 2 bags, potentially easy money. The company's got to give good news, but, in this bull market, the company looks good. That should be easy money. So we're doing some research on that one. UFO is my next one, Alien Metals. And this one here, that had a really good start to the week, didn't it? And then sold off. But, that's opportunity. In my opinion, we're not far above the blue box reversal zone there at 0.13. And it's recently funded, so there shouldn't be any risk of capital raise. But, I think that this is gearing up really to take another stab and to break that prior high. Didn't quite get there. We almost, it touched that prior high, the close. But, if once we break it held above that, that's going to activate this red box here at 0.33 or to 0.4, 0.5, basically, isn't it? So there's a bag or two in that one. So, yeah, worth doing some research. SKA is my next one. I don't think it's the one I've covered off before either. Just get that one up. This one here recently funded at 4 pence, so it's below funding price again. So that's what the City Boys paid, 4p. The broker has got warrants at 4p as well, so they've got to pay 4p. And they must be looking for a profit on those. So And for me, I think that there should be another wave to the upside. And where do I think that's headed? Well, I would have thought that we should see, assuming good news out of the company, of course. Hopefully we get this 8.35 up to 9.95 and possibly 12 pence. So there's one or two bags in that as well. Obviously need to break and hold above sort of 7p. Once we've done that, then that's going to activate that box there and we're off to the races. It looks okay. And as I say, recently funded, so that's a really good sign again. Neo is my next one, and another one that's is just up and down, isn't it? It's sort of touched the dizzy heights of 1.15 pence during the week, didn't it? As I say, for me, I think it's got another leg to the upside. I think 1.44 to 1.6 is, is sort of level where I'd expect that to go. And which, once it's done that, it's broken the prior high. It's going to activate this box up here at 2.01, 2.42 and 2.93. So, there's potentially 1-2 bags at least in Neo from where it is at the moment. It's funded at 0.9 pence and it's below that now. So you can buy in again below the placing price. And this is in a commodity bull run. I mean, it's insane. I don't know what's going on, but that's UK investors for you. Power Metals is my next one. And, this one here, we had that blue box reversal zone down there, which have a couple of runs on that. And we had a nice candle there on Friday, touching 16 pence. Company's got a share buyback. There's lots of other news due on it. And for me, I'm expecting this to run up to 19.5, up to then 21.6, and then 24.3. So, potentially some nice, hopefully easy money out of Power Metals. So worth doing some research on that one. UCOG is my next one. And I haven't covered this one off for a long while, I don't think. Where's that headed? Well, a first point of call there is, it needs to break above 0.028 pence, for a break and hold above that rather than a break and decline back below it. You've also got that gap play there at 0.22, 0.022 roughly, isn't it? So, a lot of traders probably are exiting at that. But, once you've, broken above that and then obviously that broke above that 0.028, then next point of call is going to be 0.0584, 0.0708 and 0.08 or 0.09 pence. So UCOG needs to get some news out, don't they, on that one? But worth doing some research. EOG is my next one, and these are all chart requests at the moment, actually. Actually, it's in a blue box reversal zone. It's not the best, so it's on a lower time frame. So I just want to point that out. But I think that it should be due another wave to the upside from where it is at the moment. And my first point of call, obviously, we need to break and hold above this 2.25 pence level. Once we've done that, we're going to activate that red box there at 2.58 to 2.88 from where it is at the moment. Probably a bit high. It might get towards 3p. Who knows? From where it is at the moment at 1.63, potentially roughly 80-90% return on your money. So worth doing some research. And as I say, it's not a brilliant blue box reversal zone, but so play it safe. But still, it is in a reversal zone. Looks okay. Next one I'm going to do is NFX. Let's get that one up. And this one here, I've got this chart request. So for me, I think, you might see traded down to this red box zone here at 0.175, down to 0.1325 for a reversal play. I have got a blue box, red box to show where it might go. But, once we've got down to there, it should have at least a three-wave bounce to the upside. 1, 2, 3. But, if you could break that prior high there at 0.5, then we're probably talking towards 0.8, 0.9 level, aren't we? So it's potentially quite a lot of reward in that one. So not one I follow too closely, but worth doing some research on that one. And I say, if you get in that red box, it looks like good value. Next one to do is EME, and this is one we called pretty well, didn't we? That was in that blue box reversal zone. It was a binary play, and high risk, high reward, and wow, that paid off. So it went all the way up to 0.12. So that was 2 bags in one day, easy money. where the thing I said, well, it should really, one would expect, is run up to this red box zone here. So it needs to break and hold above 0.145 level. And once it's done that, it's going to activate this red box here, which would then be 0.16 up to 0.2 up to 0.25, basically. So EME still potentially low rewarded that one. Next we're going to do, and my last one for today is MBO, MobilityOne. And, that's actually a good chart. I think that there's more upside in MBO. It's in a blue box reversal zone, and I like that setup. 5.4 down to 3.6. Where's that heading? Well, needs to break and hold above sort of 10p. Once it's done that, it's going to go to 14.4, 17.5, which is 2-3 bags. Yeah, not bad. There you go. That's me for Saturday. Back again soon.